Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing.
Someone kidnapped my daughter. And nobody in this place wants to do anything about it. I need to find Nick.
I don't like ads. They piss me off.
Nick Sachs used to be the best detective in the whole department.
She's the sweetest,
Alright,
adorable girl in the whole world.
so I got a Twitch ad going on over here, and I don't like ads. We're gonna mute that. So, disregard that. What is up, everybody? My name is The Rose, and tonight I'm going to cover the Video Game Awards, some of the categories, my predictions of who I think will win and who I want to win. Some of the categories, I won't cover them all, because I don't have knowledge on every single nominee. I'll also cover some of the gaming news that is surfacing throughout the week so far. I have a few pieces of news I would like to cover. So, I think we'll start with that. After, I talk about the reason why I'm late. I planned for the stream to start at about 7:15 or so, and it is now 7:50, so I got to do all this in about 40 minutes. So I went out earlier today. I had to go 40 minutes away from my house to a mall that had a Microsoft store, and I go there because I'm trying to swap out my power brick for my Xbox One because my brick is now making some buzzing noise. I think the fan is going on it, so my console is warranted, and I don't know why they tell me it's not, but it is. First of all, they didn't have a replacement brick to begin with, so it was ultimately a waste of my time. I go there and I'm start arguing with the guy. I'm like, what's good about a warranty? What are they good for if you can't use them? Oh, you need to show proof of purchase. And I'm like, well, that ain't gonna happen. I said I got it as a Christmas present. I don't have the receipt, and every receipt I'm sure is long gone. So, needless to say, I wasted almost 2 hours just doing that. And then we stopped into a Walmart. While I was there, I also stopped into a Toys R Us to look for a Crash Bandicoot Funko Pop that I could not find at my local Toys R Us, which I did grab. So that made me a little less aggravated. Needless to say, I'm late for the stream. I had really no time to prepare for it like I wanted to. So that's that. I'm supposed to be joined by Black Sakura co-founder named Cypher. I told him to join late if he's going to join at all. And we'll see if he shows up. So, I want to talk about some of this gaming news real quick. So, we got the announcement trailer for Mega Man 11. And I gotta say, I looked at this trailer and I thought it looked really cool. If the graphics are supposed to be 8-bit, then they look pretty good for 8-bit. I would say they look like really polished 16-bit graphics, maybe. Maybe 32-bit graphics, at the most. It looks really good, and I'm excited for it. It's going to be releasing late in 2018 for the 30 years of Mega Man celebration, as I believe the first game came out in 1988. I could be wrong on that. And to coincide with that announcement, Capcom has also announced that we will be getting on the Nintendo Switch the Mega Man Collections 1 and 2, which means all 11 games of the main series will be on the Switch. So that's pretty cool. Of course, the Mega Man Collections 1 and 2, which feature the 10 original games, have been previously released on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. I have the first collection on the Xbox One. I plan to get the second one at some point. The first one having Mega Man 1 through 6, the second one having Mega Man 7 through 10. So that's interesting. So I think that's pretty cool. Something for Switch owners to look forward to, so you could take Mega Man portable instead of being stuck on a big screen. Another piece of announcement news: Hideo Kojima will be returning at the Game Awards tonight. Kojima, of course, last year being robbed out of being allowed to appear to accept his award for the Metal Gear Solid 5. I don't remember what the award was, but he was not there to accept. He will be returning tonight, and of course, the hashtag Fuck Konami will was what was started last year after Kojima was announced why he wasn't there, and a lot of fans are pretty pissed. I felt bad for the guy, and I'm glad he's going to be returning tonight. He will be presenting an award. This was tweeted out by the official Game Awards Twitter earlier this week. I believe it was on Monday. Let me just say. Whoops. Okay, I forgot to slip that in on Discord. So that's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to seeing what Kojima does, what he says. We haven't seen much of Death Stranding since it got announced at E3 last year, so maybe they'll have a trailer for that tonight, and maybe we'll see something. Who knows? Now, Nintendo, they have been known recently for making some announcements at the Game Awards. So maybe we may get an announcement tonight from them. Maybe something we don't know yet. Maybe some more information on an upcoming game that we don't know yet. Maybe a trailer, something cool. Nintendo, they made a regular tweet on Twitter, just simply saying, don't forget to watch the Game Awards, December 7th at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Of course, that is 8:30 Eastern Time, so it's in less than 40 minutes. And some people started speculating that, they're going to have some kind of announcement. So, I guess you could say taking the tweet, out of proportion, I guess, or out of context. Personally, if they do announce something, I think it'd be pretty cool. If they do, maybe we'll see Metroid Prime 4 trailer. Maybe we'll get something along the lines of the new Kirby game or the new Yoshi game coming out next year. Maybe we'll get an announcement of the Switch port or a new version for the Switch of Super Smash Bros. Maybe we'll finally get that first announcement. But, you just will have to watch and find out. I'll certainly be watching. Now, the next two articles are something I want to cover. The next announcement is Devil May Cry HD Collection is coming to the PlayStation 4, PC, and Xbox One next year. Capcom posted today on their website, written by a guy named Yuri Arajo. I probably butchered your name there, buddy, but he says, since their debut back in 2001, Dante swiftly became a gaming icon, representing fun and challenging combat, coated in a layer of stylish moves and crazy acrobatics that make you look like an absolute badass. And then he says, it's that stylish potential that has drawn in and captivated fans worldwide. After all, who doesn't like looking super cool? Then he says, then he goes on and explains a little bit about what each game is. Devil May Cry, of course, releasing in 2001. Devil May Cry 2 in 2003. Devil May Cry 3 in 2006. And he goes, after that he says, so whether you're a fan of action games, a returning Devil May Cry fan, or just curious about Dante's legendary origin trilogy, you won't want to miss Devil May Cry HD Collection coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox One on March 13th, 2018, both digitally and at retail physical copy for $29.99. So that's $30 US dollars. I think this is pretty cool. I played the original HD trilogy on the Xbox 360. I did buy it again on the PS3, but I did not get to play it on the PS3 because my console had burned out on me. I believe the processor started overheating, and I don't know how to fix that. So I'm happy that this is coming to the PlayStation 4, PC, and Xbox One. Anybody who didn't have last-gen consoles or anybody who didn't pick the game up then can now pick it up for the current consoles next year. So that's something to look forward to, and definitely will be picking it up for my PS4. I still want to play Devil May Cry 4, the Special Edition HD Remaster, and I will be looking forward to Devil May Cry 5, which has been leaked to be in development. And now, the last article here, Sony's Detroit Become Human, labeled perverse for depicting domestic violence and child abuse. This article was posted on the GameRanks website. Now, I follow them on YouTube. I think they make great countdown videos. So they wrote an article on the game, and I'm trying to get the author's name. I think his name is, or her name. I can't even read that name. Karina Pittis? I have no idea. But this person writes, Quantic Dream, the developer of futuristic sci-fi adventure Detroit Become Human, has landed in hot water over a controversial scene that portrays child abuse. Detroit Become Human takes place in a metropolis at the forefront of technological revolution. Androids live alongside their human counterparts, but are still regarded as machines and are designed to provide assistance without displaying any emotion. In one of the three main storylines, players control Kara, a female android stuck in the middle of a domestic abuse episode. She's given a key by a young child, Alice, who looks unnaturally subdued. As the scene unfolds, we quickly discover she is a victim of physical abuse and that her father, Todd, is on the verge of beating her again. Completely unhinged, he throws the dining table down aggressively and trails his frightened daughter up the stairs, saying, "Alice, Daddy's very mad." The camera zooms out to a street shot of the house. Alice screams. And the scene that follows is Todd placing his daughter's apparently lifeless body onto her bed. Now, The Sun, Daily Mail, and 9 News Australia have branded Detroit Become Human violent, with Australian organization NAPCAN, which is the National Association for Prevention of Child Abuse and Neglect, calling for Australian stores to ban this game. Now, in my opinion, The Sun and Daily Mail aren't very credible news sources. I've heard people like to crap on them a lot. But if this is coming from Channel 9 News Australia as well, that I would consider pretty credible. Childline founder Dame Esther Rantzen agreed, telling Daily Mail it was repulsive. And he says, and I quote, "Violence against children is not entertainment. It is not a game. It is a real nightmare for thousands of children who have to live through these kinds of scenarios. The makers of this game should be thoroughly ashamed. I think it's perverse. Who thinks beating a child is entertainment?" Now, before I continue, I would just like to state that me personally, I do not enjoy any, domestic violence, violence against women, children, rape, anything like that. I don't agree with any of that. I don't like it in movies. I don't like it in music. And I don't like it in most video games, you know, of course with the exception of games where it's, you know, all in good fun, like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Tekken, you know, obviously those are all fighting games. You would expect to have man-on-woman violence in those games. But if you're making a game and you're going to have scenes of child abuse and victimization of children and whatnot, I just don't agree with that myself. I'm not going to say the game is bad because of that, but I agree that it certainly deserves quite a strong rating, and I don't know. I'm going to have to see, you know, what reviews, say about this game once it finally releases next year. And then it says Detroit Become Human is currently listed as pending. It does come with a content warning which states that it may be inappropriate for children. You think? We listed Detroit Become Human as one of our top upcoming sci-fi games of 2018 and one of the best narrative games of PAX Australia. So, sounds like the game may get banned in Australia if the game is not censored. Who knows? Maybe other countries and other places will follow suit, depending on how people react to it. I see their point in a way. Oh, what's up, Mr. Meteor 64? What's going on, brother? All right, nobody else on the Twitch, man. Twitch chat says, "Yo, man, what's up, man? What's up? Hope you're enjoying the stream." So those are the articles I wanted to cover tonight. Just a little bit of gaming news to get you guys through the rest of the week. And now I will be turning my attention to the Game Awards, as we have 25 minutes to go. I should have just enough time to cover everything I want to cover. Now, because anybody who has been following my YouTube channel, you know I have a disability, and this disability requires me to use a magnifier to read my computer screen. So what you're about to see is my browser blowing up with a magnifier, so hopefully that doesn't hurt your eyes. So with that being said, here we go. Alright, so we got Game of the Year, of course, first up. I'm going to save this for the end, because I think it's just typical to save it to the end. So here we have Best Game Direction awarded to a game studio for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and dialogue. Design. This is dialogue. Alright, so the nominees are Wolfenstein 2, Resident Evil 7, Biohazard, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, and Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, when it comes to game design and innovation and whatnot, I haven't played the first three really, so I can't really speak on those games. Honestly, the only game I could speak on here is Super Mario Odyssey. Honestly, out of all these games, I think innovation would be best suited through Horizon Zero Dawn with its gameplay. Super Mario Odyssey with the whole Cappy thing and being able to possess your, some of the baddies in the game, which has never been done in a Mario game before. And then you have, the whole Odyssey thing and how you, traverse the lands and whatnot. And I wish my partner was here because I would be able to have some much better witty banter going back and forth. But don't think he's showing up tonight, and that's unfortunate. So voting is apparently closed, so I cannot vote anymore. But I will say, I think Super Mario Odyssey deserves the award. And I'm kind of biased here because, again, that's the only game I've played out of the set. Honestly, I'm not really much of a Zelda fan. I'm not a fan of Resident Evil. Horizon Zero Dawn kind of just didn't really interest me. Wolfenstein I do want to play. That one I do want to play. So we're going to move on to Best Narrative, which is for Outstanding Storytelling and Narrative Development in a Game. Here we have What Remains of Edith Finch, Nier Automata, Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, Wolfenstein 2, and Horizon Zero Dawn. I have not played any of these games. I would probably go with Wolfenstein 2 for this one. I think that one's gonna win. If it's not that one, then I think Horizon Zero Dawn will probably take this one here. I really don't have much to say on this because I didn't play any of these games, and I've never heard of the first one or the third one. Nier Automata I do want to play. I haven't even played the first one. Again, I had it. Couldn't play it because my console died. So, I'll play it eventually. So, I'm going to say it's going to go between Wolfenstein 2 and Horizon Zero Dawn for Best Narrative. Best Art Direction for Outstanding Creative and/or Best Creative or Technical Achievement in Artist Design and Animation. I think Cuphead's going to run away with this one. To be honest, I really do. You have Destiny 2, you have Cuphead, you have Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, you have Persona 5, and you have Horizon Zero Dawn again. I think Cuphead's going to run away with this one. Only because it goes back to the very, 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 very old school kind of animation and cartoony like look to them. And a lot of people really loved that. Other than that, I think Zelda and Persona have a shot at this one. I think, honestly, Zelda's going to run away with it. Not Zelda. Cuphead's going to run away with it. Definitely. Yeah, I would be very surprised if that one doesn't win. So here we go. Best Score / Music. For Outstanding Music, inclusive of score, original song, and/or licensed soundtrack. So we have Destiny 2, Cuphead, Nier Automata, Legend of Zelda, and Super Mario Odyssey. Now, I haven't played... Oh, and we have Persona 5. So we have 6 now. Six for this category. I didn't play a lot of Destiny 2. I played about half of the campaign. Cuphead I did not play, and I haven't listened to any of the music. Nier Automata, I would say the same. I have heard some of Zelda's music, and it is pretty good. Same goes for Persona 5, because my buddy is a big Persona fan. He has showed me a lot of their music that's in the game. And Super Mario Odyssey included the first song that had lyrics in the game. Now, I'm not saying it deserves to win on that merit alone, but when Jump Up Superstar hit the internet during E3, it was all over YouTube. It was being listened to millions of times within a few hours by a lot of people. I think it has a shot, based on that song alone, to win this award. Other than that, I would probably go with Cuphead again, because of the old school style that a lot of people liked. I would also say Persona 5 could probably win this one as well. But I really like the song in Super Mario Odyssey, so again, I'm a little biased towards that. Best Audio Design. Recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. Here we have Destiny 2. We have Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, Resident Evil 7, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Super Mario Odyssey. Nintendo is really in it this year with a lot of different, lot of nominations for Mario and Zelda. I think if they don't run away with a couple of awards tonight, I'll be shocked. Um, with Mario games, all of the main, audio that you hear in the game is all sound effects we all expect. The whole, the coin sounds, Mario's, noises when he jumps, the sounds that you hear when you jump on enemies, the sounds you hear when you die, the sounds you hear when you lose coins, etc. Destiny, again, something you would expect with all the guns and, the voiceover and stuff. Again, I have no comment on Hellblade because I never heard of it. Resident Evil, I haven't played and I don't really care about that game. Zelda, I think, has a chance to win as well. I'm going to say it's going to be a toss-up between Zelda, Mario, and Destiny. I think Destiny's going to win, to be honest. Alright, now we have Best Performance by a Voice Actor. Awarded to an individual for voiceover actors. Motion and or performance capture. Here we have Melina Juergens for Hellblade, Laura Bailey for Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. We have Claudia Black for Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. We have Brian Bloom for Wolfenstein 2. And we have Ashley Birch for Horizon Zero Dawn. Stop texting me, goddammit. I heard a lot of people say they really enjoyed Ashley Birch in Horizon Zero Dawn. It also lists their characters. So she played Aloy, and Brian Bloom played BJ Blazkowicz. Laura Bailey played Nadine Ross. Claudia Black played Chloe Fraser. And Melanie Juergens in Hellblade played Sasua. I'm probably pronouncing a lot of names wrong. Sanua, that's right, I'm sorry. Out of all the voice actors, I know who Ashley Birch is. I'm familiar with her a little bit. And Laura Bailey. As for the other three, not so much. And I really love Laura Bailey's voice acting. I've been a big fan of hers for a long time. I would give the nod to Laura Bailey big time. Heavy dose of bias there. So, just checking chat. Okay. Next category, we have Games for Impact. I'm not going to talk about this one because I don't know any of these games on this list here. Other than Life is Strange Before the Storm, which I have not bothered to look into because of the whole video game strike. So I ignored that game. So I will ignore the entire category. But if I had to pick here, I would think Life is Strange is going to take it. Best ongoing game. So this is for sequels. Or maybe a sequel or a game that is still getting supported by DLC. We have Warframe, which is still getting DLC. We have Rainbow Six Siege, which I believe is still getting DLC. Overwatch is going to run away with this one. There's literally no contest here. Grand Theft Auto Online has a shot, and Destiny 2 has a shot. But I don't think they're winning. And then you have PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. It's going to be a toss-up between PUBG and Overwatch. No contest with the other ones. Honestly, I don't think. I'm going with Overwatch over PUBG because it's the more popular of the two games. And it has the Overwatch League and stuff already. Overwatch runs away with Best Ongoing Game, hands down. Best Mobile Game. I don't play much mobile games, but I am familiar with two of them, and that is Fire Emblem Heroes, Super Mario Run. We have Old Man's Journey. We have Monument Valley 2 and Hidden Folks. I have played the first two. Excuse me. You know, I could never have one stream without getting bothered at all. Ever. And now I lost my place in what I was talking about. Best mobile games, I read them all off. I played Fire Emblem Heroes, not all that much. The game is very gacha heavy. Gacha, which is pretty much gambling with in-game, the currency they give you. For example, I play a game called Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, which came out 2 years ago, over 2 years ago, so I know that's not on here, and I know why that's not going to be on here. But that game, I think, is the most fair out of all the gacha-type games I've played. Super Mario Run, honestly, you don't need anything. While this one does cost $10, and Heroes is completely free to get the full game, Super Mario Run, I believe, is the better of the two games. I'm not saying it's going to win the award, but I'm giving it my nod to win this award. I don't play many mobile games, so I've never heard of the other ones. So I'm going to say Fire Emblem Heroes, I know it's very popular. I still see people play it. I still see people talking about it on Discord and whatnot. So it's going to be a toss-up between the two Nintendo games, I think. Then we have Best Handheld Game. We have Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World. Thanks for doing that. I don't know why it went back to the top of the screen. Where am I? Here I am. What is this, though? This is... Are you seeing this? It's flipping out on me. The fudge. I don't even know where I'm at. Where am I? Here I am. Best Handheld Game. Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World. Monster Hunter Stories. Metroid Samus Returns. Ever Oasis. Fire Emblem Echoes of Shadow and... What does that say? Valentia? I think Metroid's going to win this one, to be honest. I haven't played any of these games except for Yoshi's Woolly World. I do want to play the Fire Emblem game, but I did get rid of my 3DS recently. Well, not recently. I did it a couple of months ago. So, if I'm going to play it, I'd have to play on my brother's DS. Which isn't much of a big deal. Honestly, I think Metroid's going to win it because it was a remake of... It was a remake of one of the older Metroid games. I believe it was Super Metroid, was it? I don't remember which remake it was, but it was a pretty good game, according to a lot of people. People were very excited about it. And Fire Emblem is a niche kind of game. It's a JRPG, a tactics style game, and I think Metroid was more popular, honestly. And Yoshi's Woolly World, I don't think, this one was the first one out of the 3 to come out. It came out February of this year, so it was pretty early. And I don't think the reaction for it was all that big, especially if you played the Wii U version. The handheld version just adds Poochie and a couple of, a handful of levels that weren't in the Wii U game. I think Metroid takes this one, to be honest. Best VR, virtual reality or alternate reality game. I'm going to skip that because I don't have VR or any of that stuff. Best action game. Here we go. Best action game. We have Prey. We have Neo, or Nio, however you want to pronounce that. We have Destiny 2, Cuphead, and Wolfenstein 2. Well, when I think action game, I don't think shooter. So we're going to eliminate Destiny 2 and Wolfenstein 2. I don't remember if Prey was a shooter. I never played it. I've seen a little bit of it. If it is a shooter, I eliminate that too. Now, Nio, or Neo, however you want to pronounce it. I've heard it pronounced both ways. To be honest, I think is the clear-cut winner here. Cuphead, I've seen, looks like a platformer, side-scrolling game. I don't really consider that an action game either. So I'm going with Neo or Nio. I think that's going to win Best Action Game. Best Action Adventure Game. Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, Assassin's Creed Origin, Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, and Horizon Zero Dawn. As far as action adventure, I don't think Nintendo, I don't think Mario is considered action adventure. Adventure, yes. 3D platformer, yes. I don't think there's much action. I don't see it as much of an action game. So I love Mario Odyssey. I have to eliminate it for this category. I think when it comes to Uncharted, while this game was a bit disappointing because of how short it was, this game had action in third-person shooting and some close combat fighting, as well as the adventure aspects of the game. Exploring, looking for treasure, stopping the the villains and whatnot, the chase scenes that were in the game. Assassin's Creed Origins I haven't played, but I know it has a lot of action. It has some exploring and adventure elements. Breath of the Wild, I think, out of all these titles, has the least amount of action, but probably the most adventure. I would have to say, I would personally give the nod to Uncharted. But I think Zelda can win. I think Horizon Zero Dawn could win. And I think those are the two front runners, with a smaller possibility of Assassin's Creed and Uncharted winning that award. Now we have Best RPG. We have South Park, The Fractured But Hole. Not Butthole, you pervs. Final Fantasy 15. Divinity, Original Sin 2. Nier Automata, Persona 5. Out of all these games, Persona 5 will run away with this category. It was the most popular RPG out of this games on this list that have released. I never heard anyone talking about Divinity Original Sin 2. The hype for Final Fantasy V died down quite quickly. I think that's due to how long the game was delayed. South Park, while was anticipated, I don't think it was nearly as high as Persona 5. People still talk about Persona 5 today. People still play it. Of course, South Park is newer. I think Persona here is more popular. I think South Park is more niche, to be honest. So I'm giving the nod, and I personally believe Persona 5 will win this award. I have 2 minutes. I probably should wrap this up. I have quite a few awards here. Oh, here we go. All right, rapid fire, guys. Best fighting game. Tekken 7, Nidhogg 2, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, because this game absolutely sucks. Injustice 2, and ARMS. ARMS, as a fighting game, was a surprise. I don't think it's going to win. Not at all. I don't consider Nidhogg 2 a fighting game, even though it kind of is. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, this game looks not that great. It plays not that great. The story is not that great. The voice acting isn't all that great. The dialogue kind of sucks. This game has every strike against it. Tekken 7 and Injustice 2 are the clear-cut winners in this division, in this category. I think the nod's going to go to Injustice, but I do want Tekken to win. Best family game, we have Splatoon 2, Sonic Mania, Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, Mario Odyssey, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Mario Odyssey I don't see as a family game because one person controls Mario, the other one controls Cappy, and that's all you do. Haven't played Kingdom Battle, though I really do. Sonic Mania here, I don't consider this a family game because it only can play up to 2 players. Splatoon 2, you could play split screen, I think, with up to 4 players. Mario Kart 8, same thing. I believe Splatoon 2 or Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is easily going to win this category. I think Splatoon's going to take it. I think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe deserves it. Best strategy game, XCOM 2, War of the Chosen, Tooth and Tail, never heard of it, Total War Warhammer 2, Halo Wars 2, and Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I think XCOM 2 is going to win this one. I don't know anything about any of these games, but honestly, out of these titles, XCOM stands out the most to me. Moving on, Best Sports Racing Game. Best Sports/Racing Game. We have Project Cars 2, which I didn't really enjoy much of the first one. Pro Evolution Soccer 2018, NBA 2K18, Gran Turismo Sport. That game was very disappointing. It did not feel like a full Gran Turismo game. Forza 7 and FIFA 18. Guys, there are 2 soccer games on this list. Why is Madden never on this list? Hardly ever. And why is WWE hardly ever on this list? Well, at least they gave it 3 racing games and 3 sports games, although 2 of them are soccer. And why is MLB never on this list? Personally, I think it's going to go to Forza 7 or Project Cars 2. Forza 7 probably looks like the better game. I played the first Project Cars, didn't care for it much. Forza 7, I think, is going to take this award. Best multiplayer, we have Fortnite, which is gaining a lot of popularity right now. Call of Duty World War II, Splatoon 2, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Destiny 2, and PUBG. All very good candidates to win this one. Fortnite, I think, is going to lose out to PUBG in terms of popularity and whatnot, and because PUBG is older. Call of Duty is Call of Duty. Splatoon 2, again, I don't think it's as popular as the first one. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is just a port. And while it has more players now because the Switch is sold better than the Wii U, I still don't think it's going to win. Destiny 2, I think, is the only game here on this list that can beat PUBG. So, I think Destiny deserves to win. Maybe Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but I think PUBG is going to take this award. Most anticipated game by McAfee. We have The Last of Us Part 2, Red Dead Redemption 2, Monster Hunter World, Marvel, Spider-Man, and God of War. Honestly, I would think Spider-Man. I would pick Spider-Man personally. I think out of all of these games, I think Last of Us 2 and Red Dead Redemption 2 are the games that that could win this award easily. I think Red Dead 2 will win this one, hands down. But I would give it to Spider-Man. And I know I'm running over. It is 8:33. The award show has started. You can watch it on the Game Awards website, I believe. You can also watch it on Twitch. You know, there are ways to watch it. Best indie game. I don't know anything here other than Cuphead. So I think Cuphead's going to win again, hands down. Best student game. I'm going to ignore this entire category because none of these games interest me. Trending gamer. I don't know who any of these YouTubers are, Twitch streamers or whatever. Skip. Best eSports game. Rocket League, League of Legends, Dota 2, Counter-Strike or CSGO, and Overwatch. This game's going to be a toss-up, honestly, between League and Overwatch, with, I think, CSGO just falling behind. I think Overwatch runs away with this one, too, if it's not League of Legends. Best esports player. I really don't follow esports. I really don't care much. Same goes for esports team. Best debut indie game. So, I think, again, Cuphead's going to run away with this one. We have also Golf Story. Those are the only games on this list that stand out to me. Then we have Best Chinese Game. No. And then we have, all the way at the top, Game of the Year. Alright, Game of the Year. Let's scroll all the way up. Game of the Year, we have Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, PUBG, Persona 5, and Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, I will say it's nice to see a JRPG nominated for a Game of the Year. Don't think it's going to win. I personally think it's going to be Nintendo. I think Nintendo's going to win this one either with Zelda or Mario. That's just what I think. But far be it for me to think that Persona might win, or even PUBG. So, I'm going with Mario, personally. I think Zelda definitely has a shot to win this. Even PUBG has a good shot to win this, I think. I think Mario's going to take it. That's that. Thanks for watching. I'm going to catch this stream now that I'm about 5 minutes late. I was a little late to the show. My partner did not show up tonight. I kind of had a feeling that would happen. It sucks. Oh well. We had planned that he was going to come on, but he did not. Now, I was going to stay on and go live and stay live for the... I was going to do a live reactions stream to the Game Awards and the winners and whatnot. But because I was late and I didn't have time to prepare, I did not have time to eat either. So I am going to grab some food and I am going to enjoy the show. Thank you for watching. This has been the Game Corner Podcast, Episode 0. The Game Corner Podcast will officially debut on my YouTube channel and Twitch channel on January 5th, 2018, with the first official episode. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the Game Awards. My name is The Rose, and I'll catch your ass down the road.